This is lesson number 48, an extension on solving linear systems by graphing. By the end of this video, we will be able to rewrite linear equations into slope-intercept form before solving them by graphing. What's really important to remember is that slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. So here we have our first example, which tells us to solve the system of equations by graphing. Now we practiced in class graphing these, so I'm pretty confident that you guys can graph equations and graph lines. However, if you look at these equations, they're not the same type of equations that we graphed in class. Let's look at 8x minus 4y equals 16. Our goal is to get the y by itself. So I want to isolate the negative 4y. Well, to move the 8x, well, the 8x is positive, so I'm going to subtract it from both sides. And when I subtract it, my 8x's cancel out, and I'm left with negative 4y equals, now I can't combine 16 and 8x because one has a variable and one doesn't, so I always like to put my term with the x variable first because I know that the term connected to the x, the term with the x variable in it has my slope in it, so I like to put that first. Plus 16. Now I'm not done yet because the y still has this negative 4 attached, and they're attached by multiplication, so I'm going to divide by negative 4 because I always use the opposite operation. Divide by negative 4, divide by negative 4. My 4's cancel out. I'm left with y equals negative divided by negative is positive, and 8 divided by 4 is 2. And here's my x. 16 divided by negative 4 is negative 4. So now we're going to graph this, and we know that we put our y-intercept first, which is negative 4. And my slope tells me to move up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. And we can also go down 2 to the left one, and down 2 to the left one. And we're going to connect, and we know to make our lines nice and long so that we know where they're connecting when we get to the other line. And we're going to label. Now when you label, you can choose to use the original, this guy here, or you can choose to use your new one. I'm going to choose 2x minus 4. And now we're going to do the same thing with negative 5x minus 5y equals 5. That's the second equation that we're dealing with. I want to get the negative 5y by itself. So I have negative 5x, so I'll add 5x to both sides. And I'll get negative 5y equals 5x plus 5. I'll divide by negative 5 because my job is to get the y alone. Divide by negative 5, divide by negative 5. So I get y equals, and positive 5 divided by negative 5 is negative 1. Carry down my x. 5 divided by negative 5 is negative 1. So here's my second equation. Y equals negative 1x minus 1. So I plot my negative 1, and my slope tells me to go down 1 to the right 1, down 1 to the right 1, down 1 to the right 1, and you keep following that pattern. You can also go up 1 to the left 1, we know that. And so we connect, and we've already seen that they cross when we started to plot our points. We label y equals negative 1x minus 1, and our point of intersection is right here. Now remember, if you want to find the coordinate, you go from the origin here, and you go through your x-axis first, so we went across 1, so my x value is 1, and we will go down 2, so my value here is negative 2, and that is my solution.